Hello everyone, welcome to a kind of an unusual video for my channel. Normally you would be see me sitting here with the guitar. I still have one, it's behind me. But in this video I'm in a call with a good friend of mine, a colleague of mine, and a festival organizer, and his name is Chris Quinn. And I am interviewing him here or having a conversation because there is an important festival coming up in 2 weeks, maybe one and a half week.
Just under 2 weeks.
Yeah, the Shrewsbury DjangoFest. Oh, is that the official name? What's the official name?
Yeah, Shrewsbury DjangoFest.
Yeah. And he's the organizer and also an artist playing in some concerts and also a workshop teacher. And every year, since 3 years, I think, not counting the pandemic, you have been organizing this festival and inviting the crème de la crème of gypsy jazz and even other styles of music. And this is a good opportunity, I think, to ask Chris some questions about it. Chris, welcome to our studio.
Yeah, great to see you, Christiaan. Yeah, it's nice to see you again in your famous studio there.
Thanks. Yeah, and we'll be seeing each other live in 1.5 weeks. Can't wait. Can't wait to be part of this festival because it's great. Yeah. So I've been there once before. I think it was last year. Yeah. And it's in a beautiful location. It's in a really kind of atmospheric hotel. And I was wondering how you came up with the idea to start this festival and also in that location.
Well, okay. For many years, I've thought about putting on a festival because the town I live in of Shrewsbury, it's quite a large town. It's the centre of a county called Shropshire. The town is Shrewsbury, and there's a good musical kind of support in the town. So, and because as you know, I've been playing for maybe a little over a decade with some really great gypsy jazz guitarists. I often accompany guitarists, do the rhythm job most of the time. Play a lot with Robin. I was with Robin Nolan last week or the week before, and played for many years with Paulus Schäfer. Friend of yours. I saw you were playing with him last week, right?
No, it was I think a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
And other people, Moses, Rosenberg, and Stochelo, and so I'm working with all these great people, and I've got this kind of town here with a hungry audience. So I've been meaning to do it for many years, and then about 5 or 6 years ago, I was doing a tour with Paulus. We actually made an album together. We produced it about 20 miles away with Will Barnes.
Oh yes, I know him.
He's actually playing at the festival, but he engineered the album.
Okay. Great player.
And I was really good jazz guitarist and gypsy jazz player. But we discussed doing some workshops. So with Paulus, I said we could do this tour. We do these great 7 or 10 date tours, but why not throw in some workshops? Because a lot of the people that come want to learn, with Paulus in the way that I did when I first saw him. I thought I want to play with him and learn how he's doing that and try and get some of that soul into my playing.
Yeah.
So because that's obvious, that's what it's all about. You can't really learn that without playing with someone.
No, definitely,
that accent into your playing. So yeah, we thought we'll set up a workshop weekend, and we did, and we that must have been 5 or 6 years ago, and lots of people signed up. It became full. We had 12 places, and it was full in a matter of days. I think we advertised it. So during the weekend, we did one concert, and I said to Paulus, we'll do this again. We'll keep the retreat going, and then I thought, we've got all these guitarists here. We've got Paulus in town. It would be quite easy to build 2 other gigs around the workshop, the retreat, and make it a really special event. So that's how the festival was born, from the back of doing a gypsy jazz retreat.
Right.
And yeah, just took the plunge, and it's a big thing. It's a big responsibility, and it's a lot of it's more stress than I thought it would be this year particularly.
Definitely, because you always, this is the third year. Is it the third or second year?
This is the third, the third year.
So last year and also this year, you have an amazing lineup, right? So you're talking about responsibility. You're not just asking I mean, like random players. You're asking really like the top of the
Yeah, we're really
the top, right?
incredibly lucky, to have this lineup, to have Stochelo agree to come and play, and of course you're playing violin.
Yeah.
In that quintet.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I've been playing for years, of course, with Stochelo, but in the past 5 years, although there was also a pandemic, it didn't happen that much anymore. Maybe 5 times. So it's always a party now, right? To play with Stochelo, you must feel the same way. Playing with Stochelo or playing with Paulus or playing with any of those guys, it's a party, you know?
Yeah, totally. So yeah, Stochelo said yes. He wants to come and play, so he's coming in for the gig. Of course, Paulus is playing as well, so there'll be Paulus and Stochelo both playing lead. I'm playing rhythm. We've got Mike Green.
Right.
He's a bass player from Birmingham who played for many years with Remy Harris in the.
I played with him a bunch. Great
Great
guy. Yeah.
I think we played together, right?
We played with him, and I also played with Remy, with him, and also with Moses, and with you. Yeah.
So yeah, and Angelo de Barre.
Wow.
Well, last year we had Martin Taylor. You know.
Yeah. Oh, that was amazing.
That was really nice for Martin to agree to it. Actually,
there was something else. I've never seen Martin play live.
Yeah. Okay.
But that was really because he was doing a solo guitar concert, right? And when you tell somebody it's going to be a solo guitar concert, you might think, "Wow, can that hold my attention for a full concert?" But Martin Taylor, it was very easy for him to do that. I was really amazed.
Yeah. That night, I think Gary Potter and John Wheatcroft played first.
Yeah.
They had a kind of review. So there was John Wheatcroft, then Gary, then
that was also great.
With a backing band, and then Martin did a solo concert, which of course he does. That's what he does. You know?
I know, but I've never seen it. You know.
Yeah.
And I would, if somebody would tell me, I would probably not buy a ticket because it's like a solo guitar. But now that I know how it is, I'd buy a ticket in a heartbeat. You know. So
yeah. And then of course the big jam at the end. So last year we had Martin, and it's like, how can you know, what a lineup. Last year, Paulus, Schäfer, Martin Taylor.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll ask my old friend Dave Kelby, who for many years was instrumental in bringing, and still is, bringing people like Fabi Lafatan and Angelo de Barre and many others, Borelli Legren, to the UK to play. So I rang him up because I actually know Dave through putting on concerts for him. Many years ago, we used to put shows on in Shrewsbury and different venues, Fappy, Charlenberger, people like that.
Right.
So I got Dave on the phone and said, "Will you bring Angelo?" And he, 3 days later, WhatsApp message saying, "Yeah, we're in." So
wow.
Angelo coming.
So Dave is also playing then.
Dave is playing with Angelo de Barre. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Man, that's going to be a great concert.
Andy Crowley on bass.
Okay.
And John Wheatcroft is going to be sitting in on that gig as well.
Wow. Yeah.
Sparring a bit with Angelo.
But these are great concerts you have lined up, right? It's very interesting. It's always interesting to see Stochelo and Paulus in the same concert because they come from the same tradition, but they have their own way of playing, their own accent, right? So
totally, yeah.
That's fascinating to see. And then you have this concert with Dave Kelby, who is maybe one of the most original rhythm players out there, right? But I assume he's going to play on an arch stop in that concert, or is he going to do the?
I don't know. It's we'll see. Whichever guitar he picks up on the way out of the house, I imagine,
Yeah, because in the arch stop he has this figure 8 rhythm style. You know what I'm talking about?
Kind of weird. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's with the upstroke, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I've looked at it. It's like, I wonder. I mean, on the video it sounds great, but I was playing in DjangoFest Northwest with Moses, I think. But Charlie was also there with Dave Kelby. And then at the final concert, they make different groups from all the artists there, right? So then they had the group with Dave Kelby, me, and Jeremy Argentine, who is the bass player for all the French guys, Rocky Gresset, Sébastien Gignaud. And so there was a very interesting combination. And that was the first time I played with Dave Kelby. And the sound, it was such a driving sound with the arch stop. I was like, wow, okay, so this motion really brings something special,
Yeah, so, he's a solid, really great player. I really admire his playing and watched him for years.
But also, of course, gypsy jazz rhythm is fine. But I'm kind of hoping he will bring the arch stop and do that as well and show.
Well, I could text him.
Yeah, I mean, I want to ask him questions about it because back then there was no time, but now there's more time. So yeah.
So we also have before Angelo, Francesca Confatini, She's playing with her trio. Really nice Italian jazz singer, doing kind of. She's a songwriter, but actually we've kind of said, it's the DjangoFest, so she's doing a gypsy jazz heavy set. But we'll see. I mean, it's exciting. She's played a lot with Filippo.
Yes, of course, Dall'Asta, yeah. But does she live in Italy or the UK?
In London.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's playing with John, and that should be a really nice opening set for the festival and for the Angelo de Barre night. On the Saturday before Stochelo, Paulus, Schäfer quintet, is Will Barnes, the Will Barnes quartet, and there's a piano player actually, so it's a little bit of a different vibe. It's not a straight ahead gypsy jazz gig, although Will comes from that background. He's playing an archtop.
Yeah, no, but Will, I saw Will play at I think several gypsy jazz festivals, but he has this kind of bluesy flavor to his playing, which makes it very appealing. So
And he's not from too far away either. He lives maybe an hour away from here, so he's a local guy.
Yeah.
So he's playing with a piano player, drums, bass.
Wow. Yeah. So it's original lineup. I mean, it's a high level lineup, but there's also a lot of variety in the kinds of music, jazz styles you can hear.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was asking before about. I kind of got lost, but why Shrewsbury? What's the appeal of Shrewsbury?
Well, it's my hometown. So, and if I'm going to organize a festival, as I say, I know the local people. I can spread the word quite easily here. If I were going to do it in a random city, say in London, I'd be up against quite a lot of, it would be hard to get people, to know the people to talk to help spread the word. Or Birmingham, that's a possibility too. There was a massive festival for a few years, maybe a decade ago, called Le Spirit Manouche.
Oh yes,
which was a great festival that happened in Moseley, and I went to that the first year. I saw Fappy. That was the first time I saw Fappy Lafatan. He was playing with Tim Kliphouse on violin. So yeah, just because it's my hometown. I mean, I see Paulus is doing gigs. They do gigs in Nurnen, right? It's their hometown.
Yeah, no, but that makes sense. But I think I kind of knew that you're from Shrewsbury, but maybe you had other reasons. But I think people could wonder, why Shrewsbury? But that makes total sense. It's your hometown. You know everything there. And when people have questions about it, because that's the next thing I want to ask, there's many students coming to this festival, because there is also this whole other side of the festival with workshops, great teachers, and in several topics from soloing to rhythm. And because you are so familiar with everything there, you know everything. You know where to eat, you know where to sleep, you know where to have a drink, right? You know where to have a jam. So
exactly,
yeah. So tell me more about this lesson program. What's your vision for that?
So the retreat actually this year is starting a day before the festival. So the retreat students arrive on the Thursday. At the moment, we have 18 guitarists signed up, a double bass and a couple of violinists. So they'll arrive on the Thursday. We'll have a drink, a welcome drink, and then straight into the
jam.
To the first workshop, actually.
Oh, first workshop, wow.
Yeah. When I say a drink, I'll be drinking a soft drink. A kind of welcome ceremony.
I'll be there, so I'll have a drink with you.
Yeah, you can if you like. Welcome them into the hotel where everyone's staying, and have the first workshop with the teachers. And we have John Wheatcroft, who he's actually one of the most qualified guitar teachers in the UK. He's the head of guitar at BIM in London, which is kind of a very, very good music school for musicians that, they leave college and they want to go and learn.
Right.
BIM is maybe possibly the top college in the UK for that style of music. He also writes for Guitarist magazine and Guitar Techniques. He does the jazz columns. If you ever see Stochelo's solos transcribed in Guitarist magazine, 9 times out of 10 it's John.
Okay.
So he kind of knows this stuff back.
And he also plays bass, right? Because I saw you play with him with Stochelo, and he was playing bass.
He played bass with us a couple of months ago in London at King's Place, which was amazing. He stepped in. Arnaud had COVID, so the normal bass player. So John stepped in and aced it.
Of course.
So John, I mean yourself, you're
Yeah.
there, and you'll be teaching violin and guitar as well. You know, doing a masterclass, a guitar masterclass, which I know the students are really keen to have. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really missed. I mean, I was doing so many live workshops before the pandemic, like every festival, but now, it has to start up again. I think this is actually my first real festival workshop since the pandemic. So thanks for inviting me for that.
Last year, right? We squeezed one in last year.
Oh yeah, but that was still in the pandemic.
Yeah.
That was still in the pandemic, right?
Yeah,
but this is like the pandemic is kind of over.
That was lucky. We just got it in. Yeah. Of course, Paulus Schäfer. He's there. He's a real kind of part of this retreat. It wouldn't be happening without Paulus.
No.
It's
and he's a great teacher. Paulus is maybe one of all the Sinti players that also teach. He's maybe one of the most gifted ones, really able to explain what he's doing to non-Sinti.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's of course always a problem with many great Sinti players. They have been playing like this for so long, since such a young age. It's so ingrained. It's like walking, right? And it's very difficult to explain that to a person that has started walking 2 years ago, right? So, but Paulus is one of the very few, I think, that can really get into that mindset of, okay, let's start from the beginning. So
yeah, exactly. He really cares. You know, he really cares about the students. It's lovely to see when we walk away and the lessons have happened, and I'm just one-to-one with Paulus. He's still talking about how we can help that person. You know, he really.
But also, I've seen many workshops by Paulus, but he teaches something and then he goes one by one to check if everybody got it, everybody understood it. So that's
Yeah, for sure. And it's just so nice to see that happen, and for me as well. You know, to play with Paulus, and I'm always learning. Him. But it's really nice to see the students' eyes light up when they realize what's going on. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm teaching as well. I'm doing I specialize in rhythm, as you know, in this style, gypsy jazz. So I'll be doing some rhythm workshops during the weekend, and also answering questions on other subjects as well, dynamics, arrangements, that kind of thing. And Stochelo will be doing masterclasses as well, which is a bit of a special thing.
That is a special thing.
Incredibly rare for Stochelo to be playing in the UK, let alone teaching. So
yeah, that's very rare. I still remember. The time that Stochelo never wanted to teach.
Yeah.
In fact, so the very first time he gave a workshop in the United States, he took me not to play, but to assist him during the workshop, because he was so scared of doing this workshop alone in English, and he was scared of people asking questions like, on this E flat 7, do you play minor melodic? I mean, that's not the way he plays this music, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, and that actually happened. Like the very first question was about diminished scales. I still remember it. Stochelo was looking at me like, what? And I said, Stochelo, just play solo on this one tune, and then that has this diminished. And because, of course, he can play all that stuff. He just never cared or realizes all those names. You know, so,
of course, it's kind of visual and with the ears is how they play, rather than looking at the, having names for that. We don't really need names for that, but when you teach, you kind of have to have the.
It makes the teaching maybe a little bit more efficient, because then also other people that the students might also know the name, so then already know immediately what you're talking about. I remember, that's a funny story. Last year at the festival, Paulus was teaching the chords to a tune. I don't remember which tune, but he was trying to get one of the people to play a C minor bar chord.
Yeah.
Because he was playing another kind of voicing that Paulus really didn't like, but somehow the student didn't see what Paulus was doing. So Paulus looked at me, because I was just walking past, and I said, it's a C minor bar chord. And then immediately the student played it, and Paulus looked at me like, what the?
Because he doesn't actually know the name, C minor.
Yeah, but he couldn't understand why the student didn't get it from Paulus doing it. Yeah. But he got it when he heard the name C minor bar chord. Right?
Yeah. So it's really handy having us around and you around. Yeah. For sure, you have to be there for the Stochelo masterclass.
I'd love to, because
for sure. That would be great.
Teaching with Stochelo is we've done a bunch now, and I love it, because it's I know Stochelo's style very well because of the Rosenberg Academy, but then there will be surprising questions. And then I can think, okay, what should I say to Stochelo to make him play that thing that they want to hear, you know? And then it's always a funny moment when people, when I hit that nail, you know? People might be asking questions about some alter thing. And then I say, let's play the bridge of this tune. And then Stochelo plays that one thing that the student was interested in. So looking forward to that experience again.
Yeah. So that's basically the retreat. You know, we're in this lovely old hotel. In fact, Paganini played in that hotel.
Really? Oh, yeah, I saw the placard last year.
The Beatles stayed there.
Who?
This band. Oh, they were from Liverpool, which isn't that far from here.
No,
north from here. Who else? Many great people. Grappelli
played there. Django
stayed there.
Did Django stay there?
Django lived there. Yeah, Django lived there for a few years. Yeah.
But so the students live in that hotel or stay in that hotel. But you were just telling me that the hotel is full actually now.
The retreat, the actual residential retreat is full. There are still spaces on the non-residential, so people are welcome to sign up and find local accommodation, local hotels. There are plenty of hotels, but the actual hotel itself is full. Now.
But you can still go watch the concerts. But could you also still join the workshops?
Yeah. There are still places. It's called non-residential.
Oh, right.
It's gypsyjazzretreats.com. People can read about it, and sign up and come and learn. There's still a few spots for violin and guitar.
That link will be in the description and also
great.
in the pinned comments. So,
Nice.
And then you go to a site and you can just sign up from the site, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you can sign up and read what it's all about. So the Sunday night is kind of the end of the festival. We're having a bit of a 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. concert. In fact, Johnny Kerry's playing, the accordionist.
Right. Oh yeah, and singer.
Yeah, exactly. And Harry Diplock playing guitar with Mike Green on bass. And Kaylee Groves, the Australian guitarist.
I know him as well, yeah.
On acoustic, on rhythm. There'll be a bit of an all-star kind of band after that, a jam, as it should be at any DjangoFest.
Right.
And then after the concerts, there's an amazing new place across the road from the theatre. It's in Pressfeld Theatre this year. Did you know that? It's moved from the Lion Hotel.
Oh, okay.
So it's a theatre that's about 10 or 15 minutes walk from the hotel.
Okay.
This year because they're having issues with the ballroom. This year they're doing work on it.
Yeah, there was the concerts last year were in the ballroom of the hotel.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this year they're in a
they're in a theatre.
Separate venue.
Yeah. Called Pressfeld Theatre, and across the road there's a place called the White Horse, and it's a really, really great venue. Actually, I've just it's newly been renovated, and it's really cool. It's kind of Art Deco, a little bit kind of. It's just awesome. So
isn't the White Horse the pub in Lord of the Rings?
Maybe, yeah. I'm not.
I'll cut it out when I'm wrong, because I'll get attacked, you know.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's a common name, but probably. So after the gigs, we'll be having jams in that back room of the bar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe there'll be some kind of other music going on. We'll see.
But there will be many jams throughout. Last year there were many jams throughout the festival because in between the workshops, the students they keep playing. You know, they never stop.
Yeah,
so.
and also people that aren't there for the retreat itself. There are a lot of musicians coming to watch the gigs. Of course, it's a DjangoFest. They bring their guitars. So
and Johnny Carey already messaged me like, "I'm looking forward to the jams, man."
Yeah,
so.
Exactly, yeah. Johnny, he'll be there early.
Did you ever see the video I made with him, with Johnny?
No.
We recorded the Sinatra arrangement of "Where Are You."
I did, yeah.
With all the strings.
The start of lockdown was.
Yeah, I will put it in for people that are interested in and hear him sing, because he's a great accordion player, but also a great singer.
It was kind of a big production, right?
Very big, yeah. It was.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was I made this whole series, the quarantine series.
I remember, yeah.
With people recording their parts at home, and that was the first one. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really nice, yeah.
And so tell me now a little bit about, because I assume you have. This is not the last year that's going to happen, right? You already are planning or thinking about. Yeah. So do you have? Yeah. I'm wondering, because usually these festivals they start small. You just told me like you started with the retreat or with one workshop with Paulus, and then it became 2 and 3, and many people came, and then you met this festival. And so usually that's the way it starts. It starts small, and it gets bigger and bigger. So what are your ambitions with the festival? Well, how do you see the future?
Well, this year we've moved into a 270-seater venue, which the line was 180. Although last year we weren't at capacity because of COVID. This year, I can see it staying here. I'm quite happy for it to stay at that size, to be honest.
Yeah, but you can't control that. You can't
we'll
control
see.
that.
We'll see. At the moment, we'll do it again next year for sure.
This video will go viral, and you'll.
Yeah. We might, we'll move it to Nebworth or something.
Yeah.
Nebworth.
I mean, that's the way DjangoFest Northwest started. That's a huge festival. DjangoFest Northwest started with one workshop by Robin Nolan.
Yeah.
Somewhere in a field or something. Somebody told me it's very small, and now it's huge. Oh no, actually that's Django in June. Django in June started like that. It started with a workshop in this open space, and that's now one of the biggest festival workshops in the US. And then DjangoFest Northwest started like that, very small. So they all start small, and then they go bigger and bigger.
We'll see. I mean, it's growing a little this year from last year, and again before.
Because how many festivals you think, like a guess, like how many Gypsy Jazz festivals or Gypsy Jazz centered festivals are there in the UK?
There aren't many, very few. You could 2 or 3,
Right, because a bunch of them, they don't happen anymore. Like the Vintage Escape or the one in Gossington that I played many times.
Yeah,
it's not there.
He's not. Stuart. He's not doing that. There was the March Manouche.
I played there as well. I played there the last edition.
And there's a London Gypsy Jazz Festival that's happening at the moment. That looks really nice. That's more of a kind of series of gigs in different venues around London, I think.
There's one in Ireland, but it got cancelled for this year.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
So this might be the only major kind of centered Gypsy Jazz Festival actually at the moment in the UK. So there's room to grow. That's the yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the fact that it helps to be here and to be working with musicians throughout the year. I'm doing some gigs in next April and May with Robin Nolan, the Robin Nolan Trio. We're doing a bit of a launch for his next album tour in the UK. And we have things in the diary with Paulus.
But that's great because you're so familiar with all these players. And that's really helpful because I know that like many festivals, I think it's starting to change now. I think many musicians are starting their festivals, but it used to be that the festival organizers actually had no idea about who they had to invite, and then they had to go through many different hoops. But you have all the context already, so that makes it way easier. It's more direct.
Yeah,
right? You can just send them a message on Facebook,
And for example, if I don't, like Angelo, for example, he's one of my favorite guitarists. I love him, love his playing. And
but you knew Dave Kelby.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
I can call someone who does know him and someone that I know and trust me. So it's wonderful. Yeah, it's nice to be able to pull it together, which is why it's happening. It's almost an inevitable thing. This festival was going to happen at some point, and now it's happening. And this year it seems to be a little bit bigger than previous years. I guess there's no COVID this time, and it's growing a little bit. So
last year there was things started opening up, but then after the festival it closed down again for a while. So.
And I actually stopped advertising as well. I kept it pretty hush.
Okay,
We hit a certain amount of ticket sales, and I didn't want to sell any more, even though we could. I just kept it to a. Yeah. It was just I was worried actually with COVID.
Yeah, but it seems things have changed now. I think so. It feels better, right?
Yeah.
So before we end, when people want to find you, where can they find you? What's the easiest way? Like when they want to hear you play or take part in your workshops or lessons?
So I have a couple of, I've got a website, chrisquinnmusic.com. I also have a membership site called acousticmasterclass.com. And there it's the main place where I teach. I have students that subscribe monthly, and I go live 6 times a month online. We're constantly adding lessons to the library, and it's basically it's like a community. You know, people are commenting on videos like right now. Before I got on this call, I was just liking someone's post.
So those links will all be in the description and in the pinned comment. So there's links to the festival if you want to join or watch the concert. There's links to Chris' stuff, and that's it. What more do you need?
Yeah. I mean, this was
a beer, and you're good. Yeah. Chris, I want to thank you for this great conversation and all the great info that you gave.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will check it out, and hopefully we'll talk again. Maybe for the next edition, there's stuff to say about it, or maybe when you have a great concerts. Who knows?
Yeah. Sure. Really good talking, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing you like a week tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. I'll be on the boat next week.
Awesome.
So that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the links, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.